Welcome in, Divine Feminine. I've gone ahead and done a pre-shuffle. We're going to have a look at a Divine Masculine that you could be connected to at this time. And I get this feeling like they just don't want to be seen. Like in some ways, like even I, for myself as a diviner, had to sit back and go, okay, like is it that divine masculine doesn't want to be seen, or is it that I don't have permission to look at it? But then I got this pre-shuffle with the Four of Pentacles, and this is a little bit of shut up and take my money. Like they're really desperate to end a cycle, but it's almost as though they're feeling a little bit embarrassed about what's going on. They're really confused. Like they're trying so hard to tap into their own divine energy. And I think a lot of them keep approaching you and they keep trying to sucker you back into a lot of their bullshit. And it's difficult because they feel like you have something to offer, but they want to end something. They're not listening to you and they're not listening to their divine guidance. And it's causing this confusion on your end and their end. So, God, this sounds like your person. You are more than welcome to stick around. If we haven't met yet, my name is High Priestess Berries, psychic medium and divine channeler, hoping to bring you a message. Now, always remember, my messages are candid, unscripted, but they are also timeless, so please tap into your instincts, listen to your intuition. If there is anything that I talk about that doesn't make any sense, totally fine. Do not worry about it. This message may not be for you, but if it does resonate, please let me know by liking and sharing your experience in the comments below. Like, I love hearing from you guys, so please let me know what's going on. Because even when I go to comment, like, I'm still channeling to you what's going on. I don't know why I have to say this shit out loud. It's super weird. But after all that, we got Five of Wands. It's just this person's in so much chaos and so much conflict. Underneath there, Three of Cups. And okay, so this masculine, like if they're being really confusing to you at this time, it's because they're going to say, let's say this is you. They go to you for advice, but then they feel the conflict from within. Then they go to this person, whoever the fuck they're supposed to be. Like I think they're a little bit focused on the wrong, the wrong assets of this particular person. But then that person throws a lot of shit in their face and they feel guilty. So then they go to this other person where it's sort of like, I don't feel like I should be talking to them, but I'm going to anyways. And then they feel guilty and weird about it. So then they come back to you. Like this person is just going in circles. It's as though they're stuck in like some toroidal bullshit and they're going nowhere. And I think especially if you're trying to connect with this person, trying to, in some ways, I feel like you're trying to like, okay, dude, just, like I feel your feminine energy is just like trying to contain this person and they keep slipping out. It's like some like, something slippery that keeps, popping out of the divine masculine's hands. So we're going to be asking, what are their feelings about their situation? Their feeling towards their karmic or just their karma in general. Their feelings about you, especially when it comes to their divine feminine self. We'll also get a message for you to give you some context. And let's get some idea of what the masculine's actions could be, because I feel as though this masculine is going to be very erratic. You getting a little bit of a heads up will help you keep sobered and anchor. And then we'll get the kind of the overall possible outcome. Justice. Holy shit. Like, I feel like you got a lot of divine energies around you at this time, because if you're noticing that you're masculine, they talk to you and then they stop talking to you, then they talk to you and then they stop talking to you. Like on one hand, it's sort of like, can you just pick a lane? Like if you're not going to talk to me, don't talk to me, or if you're going to talk to me, at least speak to me. But I feel as though the universe is actually trying to, it's, I was saying earlier, it's like you're trying to pinhole, like not pinhole, but like, like dude, just sit right there just for a second. Like this person feels like a wild dog that has escaped from the yard and like 20 neighbors are going after it, trying to secure it, because this person is so freaked out with everything that's going on. They don't trust anybody. There we go. More Five of Swords. So it's one of these things where the universe is trying so hard to intercede on this masculine's behalf. And it sounds like your guides want to give you a little bit of a heads up as to what's going on so that you don't get caught up and you don't feel as though you're doing something wrong. Like, again, if you can imagine that poor escaped dog is running all over the neighborhood and 20 neighbors are all trying to get at the dog. Like it gets to a point where you have to bring in a professional, like, call the Ghostbusters if that's what, if that's what it takes. I feel like this masculine is, they're being, their situation's being escalated, and in some ways this might be a little bit out of your pay grade. What is going on? Like, what is their situation? The Empress? Ooh. God, this person wants you. Like, I mean, they want you and they know they can't have you. And I think you're kind of rolling your eyes at that particular statement, going like, of course they could have me. They could talk to me if they would just shut up and tell me what's going on. Like, wow, okay, that didn't even take a shuffle. Got the Son of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Hierophant. Um, for some of you, this is somebody that you thought you could have had some kind of committed relationship with, but I don't really think that's what what this actually is. Like, this is their flighty energy, them going in, going out, going in, going out, talking to a different person, then coming back in, talking to a different person, come back in. There's something going on in their house. I don't know if you can actually see this. I feel like they're trying to hide something from you, and maybe it's hidden due to probably hidden due to shame. We did see that Four of Pentacles a little bit earlier, where it's just they're so desperate to get an answer that they'll talk to anybody. This person has made this declaration that they need to get an answer about you, or at least an answer about their femininity in general, because I feel like they're just ignoring their feminine energy because we're kind of taught to do that in society. I got a little bit of sympathy, but it's not like they keep going to all the other feminines and they actually don't see you as part of their own femininity right now. Mostly because this Empress is actually a little bit more karmic. Like, you know, I'm seeing this like halo of stars, but it's actually less a halo. And it's sort of as though, you know, someone came over, bonked the mask going, boonk. It's like, do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen this, but it's almost like a concussion type energy. Like this person's running around so much that they bonk their head. And for some of them, this could actually be literal. Now this person's really disorientated. Can I just say, this person's really fucking disorientated. And I have to say right off the bat, there's nothing you can do for this person. Also because they don't really want help. Like they want help, they keep asking for help, but they don't actually want to be helped. It's this sort of conflict. What's going on with their karmic situation? Cut the devil. Like, you know, I just love the enslaved woman, the enslaved man. Like, I love this deck. Like, it's just melodramatic as fuck. Like, I just adore this deck. But there's a lot of this is sacral tension. And some of it could be genuinely sexual. But because this masculine keeps running around in circles, I really think they're just trying to figure out their purpose in life. I know it's so easy to think, well, they're just going to go for like, you know, the first set of tits that they see. And it's really not what is actually going on, because I feel as though if that was the reason, you'd be able to roll your eyes, walk away and be like, okay, fine. I'm done with this. But this person is, there's like this feminine masculine panic, and it's sort of like the karmic is the devil itself, and they're trying so hard to make sure that they don't piss off this karmic. They're really genuinely afraid, but they're so attracted to it at the same time. It's this, it's almost kind of a Scorpio type energy, and your person doesn't have to have any Scorpio placements. And while it's more about transformation, it's more this feeling like they want to keep exploring it because they know they need to. There's something within this masculine's feminine polarity that they can't see, but the person or the situation that they are in, they have no problem keeping this masculine feeling small about the situation. And especially if this is a practical, you know, because I'm getting Three of Pentacles right here, especially if this is like a practical situation. This could be work related, this could be home related. There's something about constantly having to prove, celebrate, promote, show off. Like this can be a little bit of the photo, like the photo selfie of them and their karmic on social media, really trying to prove, no, I'm actually with this person. This is what is expected of me. I'm actually technically with this person. But this is actually a childlike energy that that's bullied and it's literally rejecting their feminine energy. What do we have right here? We got the Seven of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Like not long ago, I did channel an urgent message for the divine feminine. Like there was a talk about dealing with dark forces, and masculine and feminine energy, they don't always work in tandem at the same time. We all live on different timelines, but there's something that feels like it's been percolating, peering through and haunting this divine masculine. And they've been so focused on their karma that it's like you're invisible. Like, in some ways, I don't even want to pull a card, like I will. But this is sort of feeling like they're so focused on their karmic situation, and it's all practical. Like, it's purely practical. It's underneath the tower. Um, this person's more so worried about a tower. So this masculine, like we've been seeing this a little bit lately. They've been trying to control the situation. They've been trying to control information. That's what this is. Oh, finally, we got somewhere. Like, this is a confirmation that the masculine is trying to control information. So it's very important for you to know right now, divine feminine, that if they come to you and tell you something that's going on, just assume they're only giving you like a quarter of the information. It's not for you to interrogate them. However, you need to realize this person, they're talking bullshit, and it's because they're not willing to be vulnerable. They're afraid to be vulnerable. So they're only like, they're kind of pursing up their soul, sort of like a Horcrux, and it's sort of like if every single wand here was a Horcrux, like, again, you're only getting one quarter of the information. Mostly because this person's afraid that if the whole truth came out, this is going to happen. Like, everything's going to collapse in on themselves. What is it that they feel towards the feminine? Ten of Swords. Ooh, ooh, oh, 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 oh man. Okay, okay. This feels very tender. Like, scene of a crime with this Ten of Swords. There's something scribbled on the wall. This person feels really guilty about something. Like, because even the shape between the divine feminine empress, this empress, and this, the crime scene outline, they look extremely similar. What is this? Man, like, suspicious berries is suspicious. Like, on one hand, I'm like, this makes for a fun TV drama. But on the other hand, this makes for a very frustrating daily experience for you. So I do sympathize. Can you tell me more about this Ten of Swords? How they feel towards divine feminine? Uh, you're the one. They know that you're the one that they're supposed to talk to. Like, even if you don't have a romantic attachment to your masculine, they just know you have the right answer. Like, even if they're coming to you and only giving you one quarter of the information, that's what this is. They're actually kind of testing out the feminine energy. It's sort of like if I give you, divine feminine, one quarter of the information, but somehow you're giving me 100% of the answers. Oh shit, that means I'm not listening to my intuition. So on one hand, this masculine's trying to figure out what their intuition is actually saying. Like, they're going about this ass backwards, and it's in a way that's very hurtful and confusing to you. But this person's hurt and confused. And in some ways, if you're feeling these hurt and confused and frustrated emotions, you're just reflecting this masculine. And in some ways, you know exactly what it is that they're going through. But they still have this idea that, well, nobody knows how it is that I actually feel. But that's this devil right here. Because they keep, over time, keep giving to this karmic situation, hoping that they're going to get something back in return. Maybe that they'll finally get all the answers, that they'll feel comfortable making a decision. But the thing is that they know that you actually do have all the correct answers, and they're still ignoring it. And I think they're really angry at themselves that they're continuously ignoring it because, yeah, they can't, they're having such a hard time rationalizing their own bullshit right now. There we go. Father of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. Suddenly I just want to really hiccup right now. It's sort of like, oh man, this is it's like, yeah, it's a bit of a hiccup, bit of a misunderstanding. But in some ways, I don't think this masculine really has the language to really express what's going on. Like, I mean that kind of literally. I remember talking to a woman not long ago, and she's got a husband who was born and raised in Germany. So, English was his secondary language, but German, for example, they don't have the same sort of language to express their emotions. Like French and Spanish, they're Latin based languages. They're all about these emotions and, especially that Franco film noir kind of feeling. Like there's this always a subtlety of being able to express how it is you truly feel the darkness and the light. But German based languages, and English is technically a German descended language. It doesn't actually have the same ability to express emotions. And it's one of these things like the language that you were brought up with actually can bias you in your ability to communicate what is going on. And I feel like this masculine, whether if English is their primary language or not, it's the language of how their family communicated with each other. Maybe it's the language of how their religion taught them to speak to each other. Because there's culture, and then there's subculture, and then there's subculture. And half the time people can't seem to cross communicate. Feminine energy, when the feminine is intact and is able to healthfully read energy, can cross communicate across cultures, across languages, and across slang. But this masculine is really stuck in speaking a very specific type of way because they don't know any other way to communicate it. And they're really frustrated because I do feel love for you. This person does love you. And maybe that's just all that you need to know at this point. They feel as though there's something fated for both of you guys. Like, let's get one more card here. I'm curious. Daughter of Swords. There's some kind of fate, but they don't know how to communicate. I want to get one more. They're not, yeah, because they're not quite balanced. One more. Fine. Yeah, this is really lopsided. They do see something with you, but they don't know what it is. Like this little screech owl is hanging out up here. They keep seeing you. This person is seeing signs and synchronicities everywhere you go, and it's pissing them off so much because they know that whenever they come to you for advice, you're always right, even when they know this person blatantly lies to you. I want you to know that. This masculine blatantly lies to you just to see if you can see through it. They're testing you and they're being kind of rude, but the problem is they did the same thing over here. You're forgiving this karmic. Who they are not. We got the card of the Star along with Six of Swords and King of Wands. So Divine Feminine, like in some ways, you are their dream come true. This is a wish fulfilled, but the way that you might have expected something to work out, there's no movie, there is no story written, there is no fairy tale that can give you the full picture of what it is that you're going through. In some ways, you're being asked to sort of piece together a new story. Like in today's day and age, in the age of Aquarius, we have access to streaming media. It is so much easier to create animation content. It's much easier to create content in general with AI generation. But it doesn't mean that the stories are any good. And there's something about your experience here that is so unique. Don't give yourself too much grief that things aren't making sense. You're creating a new story, but you're still in the middle of it. But what is it about the Star that the Divine Feminine needs to know about? Brand new beginning. And you're being asked to really think about your brand new beginning. This masculine doesn't know what they want. They're only going by pre-existing narratives, pre-existing stories and ideologies that they were raised with, but they're not working. And in some ways, this masculine wants to continue to ping pong all over the place, trying to figure this out. Let them. That is actually part of their journey, part of their masculine experience. Like it's sort of like romantic comedies are going to start taking a completely brand new direction in about 15 years because of this sort of bullshit. People will able to look back on and be like, man, that was a crazy story. And it's going to be important that you make sure you keep moving forward and you put this into your past so that you can look back on your experience and not feel traumatized. You can look back and like, yep, that's exactly what happened. But this is new. This is fresh. What else do we have right here? Got the Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands. Like, look at these progressive, like, we got a 1 and a 2 Pentacles. We got a 7 and a 6. We got, the 7 and an 8. Like, it's 2 step forward. Well, technically, Two step forward, one step back. Turn to the other one dressed in black. Shake their face like a maniac, and that's a Transylvanian two-step. Like, it's silly to say you got like for one of you it's like people will sing songs about your bullshit, and I think it's more like you'll sing your own song about your own bullshit. That's kind of where this brand new beginning is coming from. This masculine, because they're not willing to be honest or straightforward with you, they're going to take your manifestation for what it's worth. So it's very important that you do keep your light up, but don't diminish your boundaries, because there's a huge change that's getting ready for you. And this masculine needs to make a decision. Either they start coming clean and they stop playing games thinking that being dishonest and you calling them out, to them, it's more of a kink than any form of communication. Whether they literally think about that or not, that's for them to decide. You're going to be broken free and be able to move forward unencumbered, but it's going to be important that if this person shows up and you feel like they are lying to you, ooh, okay. Let's see this. This person, like, actions they're likely to take. Like, I do have Six of Swords. I feel like this masculine does want peace. And here's the thing, you could call them out, but don't expect them to be happy about it. This person's very feral. At the very core of it, they want to be called out. They want to be called out on their bullshit, but their ego is so tied to this deviled energy. They're trying to prove something to this karmic, and they're going to keep proving it over and over and over again. But it's going to be one of these things where if they don't stop and realize what it is they're actually doing, they're going to lose you. And quite frankly, let them. This person hasn't figured out the value within themselves, and if they don't understand their own self-value, they're not going to figure out your value. Like, you're amazing. You get shit. You can call it out, but this person more than likely hurt you. You call, like, whether if this is someone that you called out in the past and they got angry, or you're being prepared to call them out, like, just assume, because we have King of Wands, they're not going to be able to handle the truth very well. But justice is here, and you can't be concerned about how this person's going to react. There feels like a moment you need to speak up for truth, especially if you know this person is blatantly lying to you. You got the card of the Hermit, Nine of Wands. Like, this person is still very shy. They're stuck in a rut, even if they're going around and interacting with like dozens of people, hundreds, thousands, millions, they're still shy and really not showing their full potential. Like, these people, this devil who's represented by their karmic, like, even then they're only showing like 1/4 of the truth. They're only giving as much truth to them as much truth as they're giving to you, and there's still at least 2 other people that you do not know about that this person has been what's the word, that this person has been giving a narrative to. Like, this person's lied to everybody, and you're the one who's able to see them for who it is that they are, and they love it, but then they realize they betrayed you. Like, I'm going in circles. It's like, fuck this shit. Five of Wands. Yeah, that's what was showing up a little bit earlier. Daughter of Pentacles. They're going to want to try and talk to you again, but if they're talking bullshit, why are you entertaining it? Like, you gave them the benefit of the doubt, and they've really lost your trust, I feel as though. And if anything, it's also, you need to recognize if they're bringing bullshit, you got to recognize where they are. They're a child. They're not a king. What else do we have right here? Tell me more about this King of Wands. I feel like there's a potential for a clash of ego. I want you to be aware of this. Just because this person keeps showing up and they're giving you attention, it doesn't mean that they want to be with you. It doesn't mean that you guys are on the same page. I don't think this masculine's on the same page as you. And I feel like they want to be right. And in some ways, they're going to continue lying until they prove that they're right, which, good luck with that, Divine Masculine. How's that working out for you? She said lovingly, sarcastically. Hanged Man, yeah. So this person's going to be stuck for a while. And with King of Pentacles, yeah, Seven of Cups, this goes back to what we saw in the pre-shuffle, where we saw, like, Zoltar's, fortune telling cookie, fortune cookie machine. Like, this person, like, they're treating you a little bit more like a fortune cookie than they are treating you more as though you are divine. And this is going to hold them back. It's not going to hold you back. It's holding them back. And it's not your job to enlighten them. It's their job to enlighten themselves. Uh, three. Okay, so just so you know, they're going to have another blowout with this karmic, the devil, and the devil. And it's one of these things where you're going to have to decide how it is you wish to respond. Just because this person finally comes to you with the honest truth about what happened with their karmic, they still lied to you about a bunch of other things. Do whatever it is that you want to do, but you are being guided to not ignore how it is they actually treated you. Don't see this masculine for their potential. The potential is just you. You know you can rise above this, but you can't assume that this masculine wants to rise above this. If you want to give them the listening ear because you are curious, so be it. Just do it very intentionally. But I'm telling you, this person, they're just going to try and steal your energy. So if you're noticing that you're feeling drained, exhausted, or really maybe hyperactive and suddenly pouring yourself into something that makes you feel agitated, and then this person crops up, listen to that. This person was feeding on your energy a little bit earlier, and then they rode the energy and they're trying to siphon from you. So it means that you're being guided right now. Clear your energy, keep up those boundaries. A lot of things are going to start shifting, and we're getting into a timeline where instant manifestation is absolutely possible. But just because the manifestation appears, it doesn't mean it's for your greatest and highest good. But as long as you're tuned into your higher divine self and you're following your intuition, you're going to get a lot of clues along the way. So, what is it that the viewer can know about their journey, especially regarding this particular masculine? And if this isn't your divine masculine, I feel like this could be another masculine energy that that could try to crop in and sort of take more than is appropriate. Like this person's a taker with where they are at right now. Dark night of the soul, surrender. This person, they're about to go hit the dark night of the soul. We see it right here. It's not your job to get them out of the dark night. This is the beginning of their journey where they need to surrender to everything that's going on. It's okay to cheer them on in the distance, and it is still going to be important that you allow them to go through this. You can't rescue them from this. You can't make it all better. All you can do is just show that you're at peace. Why? Because you've gone through this. You've had to confront your shadow. You've had to rise up. Now you're going to be gifting this divine masculine a chance to get their act together. I'm just saying, wow. Well, whoever it is that you are, damn, I sincerely hope that this message helped. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you need any in-depth messages or any kind of energetic healing, I do provide services. You can check out the description below for details on that. Otherwise, when I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.